Welcome to Stars Files News. Today we're talking about a loss that shook Hollywood to its core, the passing of Katherine O'Hara at 71.
Happy to be alive. You try to work with good people on good projects.
January 30th, 2025, 4:48 a.m. Paramedics rush to a home in Los Angeles. The call comes in breathing difficulty.
Engine rescue 19, breathing difficulty.
Hours later, the world learns the truth. Katherine O'Hara, the woman who made us laugh through Home Alone, who brought Moira Rose to life, who turned every character into a masterpiece, is gone. Her representative confirms it. Brief illness. No exact cause released.
Who has the largest Rolodex of celebrity friends?
Katherine O'Hara.
Thanks. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, who's the biggest flex in your phone then? That's like the biggest person that you could be like, oh, no, I have their number.
Oh, I couldn't even say.
So big.
But here's what doesn't make sense. Just weeks earlier, she was nominated for a Golden Globe. Season 2 of the studio was already in production. She was scheduled for a press day with her castmates that very week. Everything pointed to life continuing as normal. Until it didn't. And if you think you know Katherine O'Hara's story, you're about to discover there was so much more beneath the surface.
I don't even know the name because I don't want to know the name. It's something cardia inversa. When the doctor told us that my heart was on the right side and my organs were flipped, my husband immediately said, no, her head's on backwards.
What really happened in those final days? And why does her legacy cut deeper than any role she ever played? Hey, if you're loving this deep dive into Hollywood's most compelling stories, hit that subscribe button right now. Help us reach 10K subscribers, because the more you support us, the more untold stories we can bring you. Katherine O'Hara wasn't just an actress. She was a force of nature who built a career on instinct, timing, and an ability to inhabit the absurd with complete sincerity. From SCTV in 1976 to Schitt's Creek nearly 4 decades later, she never stopped evolving. But January 2025 should have been a victory lap. The studio, her Apple TV Plus series, was generating award buzz. She'd reunited with her Beetlejuice family for the sequel just months before. The Emmys. The Golden Globes nomination. Everything was aligned. Then came the silence. She missed the Golden Globe ceremony on January 11th. No explanation. No public statement. Her co-stars noticed. The press noticed. But Hollywood stays quiet when something feels wrong. Until 4:48 a.m. on January 30th, when paramedics arrived at her LA home. The dispatch call was simple, breathing difficulty. But what followed was anything but simple. Her agency released a statement confirming her death after a brief illness. Brief. That one word sparked 1,000 questions. Because Katherine O'Hara had a rare congenital condition, situs inversus with dextrocardia. 1 in 10,000 people. Her major organs were flipped to the opposite side of her body. She joked about it once, saying her husband told the doctor, no, her head's on backwards. But could that condition, something she'd lived with her entire life, suddenly become fatal? Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Stars Files News. We're on a mission to hit 10K, and your support means everything. Click that button, it takes 2 seconds. At first glance, this seems like a tragic but straightforward story. An actress in her 70s. Brief illness. A sudden passing. Hollywood mourns. Tributes pour in. Life goes on. But then you look closer at the timeline. 4 months before her death, Katherine appeared at the Emmys. Entertainment Tonight described her as glam in black but looking thin at the after party. Thin. That word matters. Because when someone in their 70s starts losing weight noticeably, it's rarely without reason. Then there's the Golden Globes absence. She was nominated. The show was generating buzz. Her co-stars were there. But Katherine wasn't. No red carpet photos. No acceptance speech if she won. Just absence. And here's the part that shifts everything. The studio was a week into production for season 2 when she passed. A week? She was scheduled for a press day just days after her death. Which means whatever happened, happened fast. Too fast for anyone to prepare. Too fast for the show to pivot. Too fast for her family to process what was coming. Quick pause. If this story is hitting you as hard as it's hitting us, subscribe to Stars Files News. We're building a community that values real storytelling. Help us get to 10K. Now let's talk about what we know versus what we're not being told. Katherine O'Hara died after a brief illness. That's the official statement. But brief in medical terms can mean weeks, or days, or even hours. Her last public appearance? The Emmys, 4 months before her death, where she looked noticeably thin. Her last interview, March 2024, laughing with the studio cast, full of energy. Somewhere between those two moments, something changed. And the question no one's asking publicly, but everyone's thinking privately is this. Did she know? Did Katherine O'Hara know that time was running out? Because if you look at her final year, there's a pattern. She reunited with Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder for Beetlejuice, a full-circle moment decades in the making. She returned to the Emmys with her Schitt's Creek family. She took roles that meant something. The studio, The Last of Us, projects with depth and weight. It's almost as if she was saying goodbye without saying it out loud. Co-star Pedro Pascal shared a moment from The Last of Us set, writing, "Oh genius, to be near you. Eternally grateful. There is less light in my world." Less light. Past tense. As if he already knew what was coming. Hey, we're almost at the heart of this story, but first, subscribe to Stars Files News if you haven't already. We're pushing toward 10K subscribers, and every click helps us keep bringing you these deep dives. So what does Katherine O'Hara's death mean for the people she left behind? For her husband Bo Welch, the man she met on the set of Beetlejuice in 1988, the production designer Tim Burton literally had to convince to ask her out. This is the end of a 37-year love story. They married in 1992, raised 2 sons, Matthew and Luke, built a life that survived Hollywood's chaos. Bo once said that meeting Katherine changed everything. Now he has to navigate a world where she's not there. For her sons, both working in the industry she helped define, the loss is generational. For the studio cast and crew, production halted mid-season. Seth Rogen wrote, "She made me want to make our show good enough to be worthy of her presence in it." This is just devastating. Ike Barinholtz added, "I never in a million years thought I would get to work with Katherine O'Hara, let alone become friends with her." So profoundly sad. Macaulay Culkin, her Home Alone son, posted an emotional tribute. "Mama, I thought we had time. I wanted more. I love you. I'll see you later." These aren't Hollywood tributes. These are people grieving someone they loved. And that's what makes this story different. Before we wrap up, one last reminder. Subscribe to Stars Files News. We're building something special here, and we need your support to reach 10K subscribers. Click that button. So where does the story go from here? Scenario 1. The studio continues. They rewrite Season 2 around Katherine's absence. The show becomes a tribute to her legacy, every episode a reminder of what's lost. It wins awards. Critics praise it, but everyone knows it's incomplete. Scenario 2. Hollywood forgets too quickly. Awards season moves on. New shows premiere. Katherine O'Hara becomes a trivia answer, a name people remember but don't truly understand. Another brilliant artist reduced to a Wikipedia page. Scenario 3. Her family releases more information. We learn what really happened in those final weeks. The brief illness becomes a full story, one that shows us Katherine O'Hara faced the end the same way she faced everything else, with grace, humor, and honesty. And maybe, just maybe, that's the legacy she'd want. Not as the woman who died too soon, but as the woman who lived completely. But here's what we still don't know. What was the brief illness that took her so quickly? Did Katherine know her time was limited when she filmed her final scenes? And will we ever truly understand what those final weeks looked like for someone who spent a lifetime making others laugh? One thing's certain. Katherine O'Hara didn't just leave behind movies and TV shows. She left behind a standard. A way of approaching art, love, and life that refused to compromise. And in a world that demands compromise at every turn, that might be the most radical thing of all. If you made it this far, you already know this wasn't just another celebrity death story. This was about a life lived with intention, humor, and heart. So tell me in the comments, what's your favorite Katherine O'Hara moment? What role defined her for you? And if this story moved you, subscribe to Stars Files News. We're pushing toward 10K subscribers, and we need your support. because stories like Catherine's deserve to be told right. And that's exactly what we're here to do.